In this video, we are going to discuss techniques that will improve your results regardless of the photographic genre you prefer. Many of these concepts have a long history, while others are as new as the technology they use. Let's start with the rule of thirds. This concept actually predates photography and was first presented in 1797 in a discussion of paintings. The general principle is that images have more impact when the main subject has a specific relationship to the overall image. Start by dividing the image into 9 equal segments by drawing 2 equally spaced horizontal lines and 2 equally spaced vertical lines. Important compositional elements should be placed along these lines or near their intersections. It also works to place important elements along the diagonals created by the intersection points. Notice how aligning a subject with a diagonal line going through intersecting points naturally guides the eye. Next, let's talk about picking your focus point. When capturing an image with a large depth of field, it is common practice to pick a point that is approximately 1/3 of the distance into the scene. If this point is sharply focused and a small aperture is used, the entire image will be sharply focused. I learned this technique many years ago when I was working as a test engineer. I used photography as a way to record wear on gears, shafts, and pistons. Before I understood the importance of picking a focus point, I had to take numerous images to capture every detail. With practice, I could capture everything in a single image. Now, how do we convey depth and perspective? A tree-lined road is a great example of using converging lines to portray distance. The sides of the road stretch to the lower edges of the image in the foreground and get very close to each other in the background. This image also demonstrates the principle of overlapping objects. Each tree overlaps the tree behind it, giving us a true sense of distance. Lines in an image tell us a lot on a subconscious level and can actually affect our emotions. Horizontal lines communicate stability and a sense of calmness. Vertical lines give a sense of power and strength. Diagonal lines create a sense of action and movement. Curved lines accentuate grace and beauty. Most people will shoot their images from a standing position, which gives a very familiar perspective, but it is sometimes better to change your camera angle. Try placing the camera a foot above the ground, shooting from a low angle looking up, or shooting from overhead looking down. Always pay attention to your background. Don't let yourself get photobombed by inanimate objects, misplaced tree branches, or distracting reflections. Take the time to inspect the entire frame before you take a photo. Remember, less is more. By simply cropping an image to remove elements vying for our attention, we can shift the viewer's focus exactly where we want it. Your choice of lens also dramatically alters the composition. A wide-angle lens emphasizes the foreground and shrinks the background. Conversely, a telephoto lens will shrink distance, making distant background objects appear very close. When a scene has strong backlighting, the camera's built-in exposure meter assumes the average tonal value is 18% gray and naturally wants to create a silhouette. Sometimes this is the intent, like capturing a dramatic silhouette against the setting sun. But if you are shooting faces, you may need to slightly overexpose the image to wash out the background and use a reflector or flash fill on your subjects so they are clearly visible. To add pure drama to your images, try pushing them predominantly white or black. High-key images, which are mostly white, present a cheerful or uplifting emotional reaction. Low-key images, which are mostly black, can emphasize the natural beauty of the subject, or narrow our focus to the most important aspect of the subject matter. Finally, let's talk about shooting to the right. Look at the histogram for this canyon wall image. It bunches up on the right side, but is not actually touching the extreme right vertical line. This is the optimum condition for maximum detail. It may appear overexposed initially, but stopping just short of a blowout condition allows you to use photo editing software to bring out extensive color saturation and texture. Composition is how you tell the story of your photograph. Practice these techniques and you will see an immediate difference in your work. To dive deeper, click the link in the description for my books page on my website. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's keep it simple.